Oh my God, Dermot
What's
Kennedy.
up? How are you? I thought you were talking about something else. I was like, oh no, we
No,
caught you at a bad time.
no, okay, I don't even know how to gush right now, but you have absolutely no idea how important your music is to my husband and I. Your voice and your music should be prescribed by doctors. Like it is just so
Ah,
healing.
stop. Thank you very much. I
Oh
appreciate
man.
it. This is
And
a lovely way to start a bunch of interviews.
I'm not going to cry, but thank you so much for your gift. Thank you.
Crazy. Thank you very much. Thank you for getting it, honestly.
Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler was asked who he will be listening to before game one of the NBA Finals, and he said you.
What are you going to listen to before game one?
Before game one, probably Dermot Kennedy, honestly.
Now, I have no idea if you're a basketball fan at all, but that must have felt kind of cool, or it's a lot of pressure because if he doesn't perform well, I don't know if that's on you.
No, I'm a fan. I am a fan, definitely. And like, it's funny. I find for me, the whole way throughout my life, it was sports and music side by side. You know what I mean? And sports first, to be honest, and then music kind of caught up. And so, yeah, to be say for example, I went to one of the Heat games recently in the playoffs, and my music was playing in the dressing room afterwards, and I was just like, this is the crazy, that for me is my pinch me moment. Like there's nothing like that. There's very few musicians I could connect with that would give me that same feeling. So when my music is important to an athlete that goes and does things that I'm so in awe of, that is really crazy to me.
Now, your new song is called Don't Forget Me. Oh my God. Like, you got to stop making such good music. Like it's just killing me. It's so good. Lyrically brilliant. Like all your songs are. You always write about love and helping someone feel special. And now you're singing about fading in someone's memory. I guess my question is, are you okay? And who the hell are you leaving? And have they heard the song? And maybe this was in your mind a long time ago, or is it a recent breakup?
No one hears the songs. No one. I don't. It's always crazy to me when I hear about artists who like play people's stuff like demos and works in progress. I never ever do that ever. To me, like my nearest and dearest kind of hear the songs when they come out. Because I don't know, I just feel like their feedback in along the way would kind of mess me up a tiny bit. And so in answer to your question, yeah, I am okay. I feel great. And it's funny, right? It's never with me, and to be honest, it would probably be good for promoting myself. But with me, it's never this thing of like, oh, here's exactly where I'm at, and this is what happened, and da da da. It's like I write songs from multiple perspectives. You know, sometimes I like to embody someone that's very close to me and tell their story, and so it just makes it easy for me to always sing these songs with sincerity, I guess.
When is the best time for you to write your incredible lyrics? Like, are you a right after a concert, maybe, lying in bed in the morning with your coffee? Like, when are you like, okay, this is my moment?
I find it very rarely happens when I'm kind of like, okay, let's sit down and try and be creative, and that for me feels quite stifling often. It can feel quite contrived and difficult and whatever. And so genuinely it's random. It's completely random. It's like, but usually when it does strike, I'll end up writing for a long time, and I'll write a few pages, and it gets quite sort of like, it almost feels like there's a debt that needs to be like rinsed. And so I'll end up writing a lot. But for the most part, yeah, there's no way for me to kind of provoke it. You know what I mean? It just kind of shows up whenever it shows up. And I think considering lyrics are like the most important thing to me, it's important in this day and age in terms of like churning out releases and being really prolific and busy and all that kind of stuff. You have to be careful because that just comes from in here, and it has to be protected and nourished and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I try my best to kind of create an environment where I give that stuff the best chance.
Now you are on tour. Cannot
Yes.
wait. Here's what, and I need you to tell me the truth. Okay. When you're
Yeah.
touring, you're in all these amazing hotels all around the world.
Oh yeah, amazing.
What are you
hotels.
stealing from the rooms?
Let me think. No, you know what I do though is I've made a habit of on this tour, and my tour manager loves it, is where I put valuables in a safe and then leave without grabbing them again. And then in the next city, I'm like, so guess what? My passport is in the last place again. So that's been happening too often.
You know, the songs that you write are about your life. Like these
Yeah.
songs are about people in your life. How does it feel to you that something that was therapeutic to you, once it's released, is now therapeutic to people around the world? Like Outnumbered to me really helps me on bad days, but that song was written for your life. So is it okay that your songs help me?
It's lovely, isn't it? It's this kind of thing, like to think that, because I remember when I wrote that song, it was very sweet. I wrote it with Scott Harris, and he had flown from New York, and I had flown from Dublin, and he had gotten no sleep on an overnight flight, and I'd been up at 4 a.m. in Dublin. So both of us were exhausted. And then Outnumbered happened. And it's lovely, right? Because I know why I wrote that song. I know who I wrote it for. And so it starts off as this tiny personal idea, and then it can just grow and grow and grow and be whatever anybody needs it to be. And to be honest, I do. I get asked that a lot about like, how does it feel to know that these things are so personal, then sort of can become global and affect lots of people. And it's, it's easy. It's almost as if like me and you talking right now, it's as if the music is between us, right? And like you benefit from it, so do I. And so it doesn't make it weird for me, if that's the question, to kind of like share these ideas and these feelings with people. To me, it's just it's something in the middle that we all can take something from, hopefully.
I want to end on this. Has anyone ever just come up to you? I'm going to cry. Has anyone ever come up to you and just said, thank you?
All the time, man. Crazy. And it's funny because I spend my life and my tours trying to not let it sort of become something I take for granted. You know what I mean? Because it is everything I dreamed of. It's that idea that that something that you write can really help somebody. Or I think about this all the time, because oftentimes the question is like, what do you hope to bring people when they come to a show? Da da da. And I think the key word is hope. You know what I mean? For me, the key word is hope. And so, because you never want to just be like, oh, I just want people to feel amazing, and I want people to feel so great. It's like, well, not really. Like someone might come to the show reluctantly because they've had like a really, really, really bad day, and so then you just want to inject like the tiniest bit of hope. You know what I mean? And so that's the dream. And so if someone, like, I can tell it means a lot to you, you know what I mean? And so I spend a lot of time trying to make sure that's never lost on me, you know what I mean? And then it really does sink in that sort of these words I write have this reach and potential power. Yeah.
And that's probably why you still do impromptu on the street stuff, is because
Totally.
that's real. That's what it's really all about.
100%. And it's just like I get nervous for those shows on the street. Like there could be, say we did one in Mexico and there was like 100 people there. And like, say Toronto was crazy. There was like a few thousand people there, but the one in Mexico, like I get nervous for some reason. But say there'd be like 6,000 people in Atlanta tonight, and that doesn't make me nervous. I don't know why. And, but yeah, it's almost like it's a social thing that makes me nervous. And you kind of feel like you feel like you have to be very good, because there's loads of people in the world play in the street and they're very, very good. So if this is my job and I get to play in amphitheaters and arenas and stuff, I feel like I have to be very good. So I get nervous. Yeah.
Dermot Kennedy, thank you. I never thought I'd actually get to say that in my entire
Good to
life.
talk to
Dermot
you.
Kennedy. Dude, I absolutely love you. Thank you for being my therapy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.